And so I'm going to, without further ado, hand over to Daryl to take us forward on the presentation.
Tēnā koutou. I whānau mai ahau kaoro te pāki ahau I kirikiri ro. Ki whanganui e tāra o e noho ana. Ko Daryl Pollard, toko ingoa. Nore awa, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you, Mark, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to all of you today. I thought we've put 3 slides together and sent them through, but they're just more for a talking points, I think, for us as we work through this. But I thought I'd quickly introduce ourselves, and I'll let Andrea introduce herself in a moment as she talks through a little bit. But we were called about 3 months ago, I think, Mark. We were called to ask and look at the feasibility of building an education hub and within the Kāpiti region somewhere. And what's meant is thinking, well, we lose a lot of rangatahi and people leaving the region to do education because there's no actual provision directly within the Kāpiti Coast district. And we look at it with kind of, you can see the numbers, a lot go down to Whitireia, Weltec, if you go into Vic Uni, and also a lot go around the rest of the country. And so Mark engaged us because my team and I have spent quite a lot of time working within this sector to the point we're actually helping Te Pukenga with the redesign of vocational training right now and really rethinking how they do that, which is largely a shift from being provider driven. So each one of those polytechs and ITOs driving the thing to try and work out how you make it Akonga centered and working with whānau and building links between a provider, a whānau, and each one of the individual learners. So that's kind of the context we've come in. I actually spent time as well for my sins as the CFO of Whitireia, and I came in just after they closed down the premise in Paraparumu. So we came in within this kind of background, and really we're looking at the idea. So coming out of a workforce plan and workforce thinking for the future has just identified the need to maintain and build skills and education within the district, and that was kind of the remit we were given. And then we were asked, what is the feasibility of this and how this will work. And so for us, I'll quickly talk through the key stages of what we're doing and where we're at right now, and then also run through what we plan to talk about going forward. If everyone's comfortable with that, or if you have any questions, I guess more generally on the engagement first, I'm happy to talk to that. No? Okay. So for us to do this, we take this in 3 steps. One's a needs assessment, and this is really truly understanding what the needs is for the district. And for this, we develop the case for change. So we sit there and basically just talk to a lot of people. We look at a lot of numbers and economic information, and that kind of drives part of it. But then we also need to hear the voices of everyone to truly understand what need is and what people want and require from any kind of hub that is built. So we've been doing that over the past 2 months. And then the next bit is from there we step into what we call a feasibility study. So this is really looking at developing the different options. So listening to the needs, what are those things that we could be doing that might meet and address those needs? And from those options, we basically understand, I guess, what the critical success factors are. What are those critical elements to help us make a choice? And from there, it leads to identifying what a preferred option would be. And then from there, we start doing basically work out the numbers and the financials and commercials around it and work out how viable this is. From that, going forward, we'll develop the output in the final report. So for us, we've been still listening, and there's lots of got a lot of people over the past 2 months, and we've still got a little bit more to go in that space. And from the options, we're starting to get a view on what those options are. And so for us, that's where we are right now. But I thought it might be useful, and I'll let Andrea talk for a moment. Teacher talk through, I guess, what we've heard from the different groups of people we've been listening to, and just give you a flavour for, I guess, what the voices are saying from the region.
Kia ora koutou, ko Andrea aho. Thank you so much for having us to speak to you today. It's been a wonderful opportunity to come together. As Daryl mentioned, we've had a number of stakeholder conversations, and they've ranged throughout the district. Broadly, we've had 42 in-depth conversations throughout the different stakeholder groups.